would not take my girlfriend to this movie. Just leave her out of this one. But he'll thank me later. What's going on, film fans? I am the Modern Film Critic, reviewing Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa, starring Johnny Knoxville as an old man. He uses prosthetics to, get pretty much turn into an old man. And if you've seen the trailers, you know what you're getting yourself into. And if you don't like the Jackass movies, don't see it, because you're going to hate it. Is it good? Yeah, it's pretty good. I would say it is good. This is going to be a shocker to you. This is not a review. This is not a raving review, and that's kind of weird, because most of the reviews for The Counselor were completely negative. People were saying this is the worst movie of all time. I loved it, and people reviewing Bad Grandpa was like, this is hilarious, and, high scores all around. It is funny. Is it hilarious? Not really, and maybe because I'm not completely into this type of humor, I don't know. The movie was really funny. It was really funny. There were moments in the movie where, and this is pretty much in every comedy movie, there's just sweet points, and you're not really laughing. And those are the moments, the penis jokes, and the fart jokes, and things like that. There was one fart joke that was pretty funny, but if you hear the automated fart noise, and it seems so fake, and it kind of takes you out of the movie. There are moments like that in this. I won't elaborate because I won't spoil anything. But the moments like that, I was just like, okay, let's do something original, It follows Johnny Knoxville. He is an old man in this movie, and he's taking his kid around the states to find his dad because his mom's in jail. The beginning is really funny. I'm not going to explain it like I said, but it's just the people's reaction to this first scene is priceless, and I could just watch that scene over and over again, and it worked. The little kid is really good. I don't know how he didn't crack a smile doing these jokes, but he does a really good job of not doing it. He did his job. The movie did its job well, but I wasn't. My stomach was not hurting leaving the movie. I had more fun with movies like This Is the End and things like that. This was funny, but there were a lot of moments that were just, okay. And a lot of people are saying, that the story is actually heart-touching, and I actually cared about what was going on. See, I couldn't do that, because whenever moments came up where they tried to do the story and further the plot a little bit more by not doing stunts, I was like, can you wake me up whenever there's another funny part? And I know that sounds bad, but that's the way it was. I really didn't care about what was going on. I just wanted to see Johnny Knoxville do more stuff. And I think that's a fault in the movie, because, I don't know, I wasn't invested into the story whatsoever. I was like, they sort of just threw this on there and was like, we gotta have a plot, because we have characters now. It's not like Jackass, where we have real people doing dangerous things. We now have a kid, and he can't just be following this grandpa around, so we gotta have a plot. So they just threw a plot right there, and whatever. I wasn't going into it hoping for great dialogue and things like that, but I just wasn't completely invested into the story that they tried to make investing. Okay, whatever. But there are some funny moments. Like I said, the reaction to these people are great. It doesn't feel scripted at all. It actually feels very, very awkward. There were moments where I was like, this is really hard to watch, because, man, it's hard not to give spoilers, but I'm not. I will not give you spoilers. This is a spoiler-free review, but there are moments that are just like, that I would have loved to have been there to see that. In the trailer, you see the pageant. If you have seen the trailer, there is a pageant. There is a kids' pageant. I won't tell what happens, but it is the very last thing. It's the last stunt in the movie, and while that was funny, it was still funny, but it was like, they showed this in the trailer. They showed their last finale in the trailer, and now it is less funny because I laughed it all out during the trailers. Why did you do that? And it was a good ending. I think they could have done a little bit more with it, and this brings me to my next point. There were some stunts in the scene that they sort of just, they did it, they got like a few seconds of the audience reaction, they just cut away. And I was like, that was a big stunt right then. You should have kept going with it. I wanted to see more reaction, but they sort of just cut away from that, and that's a minor complaint. I have a few of them. Like I said, some of the plot points I really didn't care about, and it was overall a really funny movie, but I think I liked it. This is probably the weaker one of the Jackass films. The first one, the second one, and the third one. The second one being my favorite. It was good to see it. Like, it's funny too, because I was watching the Jackass movies, and I watched the Grandpa segment, and I was like, that would make a really good full-length movie. I would like to see more of that. We have it, and it's good. It doesn't ever get really tiring, but it sort of failed on some levels. But overall, I really, really enjoyed it. it's odd because there are moments, and I really don't see this as a fault of the movie necessarily. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But there are some, I think they gave away the trailer a little bit too much because there's a lot of moments in the trailer that are in this film. And when they come up, it's like, if you're with friends, you're like, yeah, that's funny, but it's kind of awkward because you're like, yeah, we saw that in the trailer and it was, yeah, it's not that funny now, but it was funny in the trailer. Yeah, in moments like that, there were some of those moments, but, you don't reveal everything in the trailer. That happens a lot nowadays. Whatever. So yeah, I really did enjoy this film. There was laughs. Is it side-splitting? It wasn't for me, because maybe this isn't my exact cup of tea. I like some elements, I didn't like some elements. I didn't like the plot that was given. The plot was fine, I just wasn't really completely invested into it. But overall, it was a fun time. Take your friends. Don't take your girlfriend. I took mine. She seemed to enjoy it. I'm going to give this film a 3.5 out of 5. I know I talked a lot of crap about it. It is a fun movie. It is funny. But if I overboard this review with positive, it's going to be it's funny. The reactions were funny. I have to talk more about the negatives than I do the positive. I would say there is more positive things about it than negative, but still, it had its problems. So I'm going to go 3.5 out of 5. Really fun movie. Go check it out. So what are your thoughts on Bad Grandpa? Did you like it? If you have seen it, let me know in the comments. If you haven't seen it, are you excited for it? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section. As always, I'm ModernFilmCritic signing off.